Hello there people, and welcome back to my channel. These two beauties were waiting for me in my mailbox on my returning home from work, and now I'm partly speechless and partly thrilled and couldn't be thrilled more. And I'm looking forward to skim these pages and to feel their scent and to touch their texture. So let's dive together into these two, and I will show you all their properties as well as the other books previously reviewed on the same manner. Welcome. Okay, then first I will scrutinize the deluxe edition and afterwards the regular, just to match the differences and similarities, and as well I will match this edition with the Lord of the Rings of the same design. So this deluxe edition comes with a box, and the box is in the same manner as the Lord of the Rings. It's handmade, I suppose. It's quite rigid and stiff, and this texture is somewhat of gauze, you see, and these silvered inscriptions around the heraldry. Okay, let's check this leaflet, and it says the deluxe edition includes the complete text and has the following special features: illustrated with more than 50 full-color paintings, maps, drawings and design by the author, some appearing here for the first time. I assume that the gondolin will appear here within the text as well. We had a premiere of that illustration in this book, Pictures by J.R. Tolkien. Also appearing for the first time, an exclusive color booklet reproducing a brief account of the Silmarillion and its making, written by Christopher Tolkin. That would be the booklet. This is some form of an essay which Christopher wrote, and I hope that this picture of Mithrim is as well placed within the book. Oh, there is Gondolin and Whale of Tumladin from Chris Horn. Okay, the famous town of Fuin. The Tale of Years manuscript title page. Maps. And the Hills of Morning. This is premiere as well as Gondolin. So now I may assume what we should expect inside of there. Then large posters which fold out revealed in color the map of the Silmarillion drawn by J.R. Tolkien, and the colored version of the map of Beleriand and the lands to the north drawn by Christopher Tolkien. Okay, this is a huge foldable map of Beleriand. This map was previously published, I think, in 4th part of the history of Middle-earth, along with Ambarkanta. The second map is, I think, a well-known map of Beleriand, drawn by Christopher, yes, but it's a bit smaller, I think, than the Tolkien. Oh no, they fit together. Then removable color reproduction of holes of Manve, Taniquetil, printed on heavy card. This is well-known, extra popular, famous illustration of Taniquetil. It's printed on many covers of some editions of Silmarillion. Then definitive version of the text, printed in 2 colors on heavyweight acid-free paper, and including a ribbon marker. There is a ribbon marker of the same hue as the spine. Then quarter bound in blue leather and black cloth, Okay, as you may see, with raised spine ribs. Those are spine ribs, and you may feel it under your fingers. It gives the resemblance of some books of old. Stamped in 3 foils with authors, Luthien and Silmarils devices. This is in resemblance with the first edition from 1977. And pages edged in silver gilt. Look at these. Look, this shiny, shiny, shiny silver on the edges. Oh dear. If the Lord of the Rings are in gilded, like a gold, the Silmarillion has this silver gilt, which completely matched the Lord of the Rings. Excellent. Now we should dive inside and take a brief glance on the illustrations and what's new in this edition, which we didn't have in some previous editions. Illustrations. It's better to leave it and then just to take it like a surprise. A letter, a note on the illustrations. Okay. The Book of Ishnas. The Book of Ishnas is an ancient thing that originated far before the first stories of the Silmarillion. Water, wind and sand. The horns of Ilmir. Ilmir is Ulmo in some of first versions of the Silmarillion. Who wrote these notes? Oh, this is quite long. Oh, Hammond and Skull. Then I think that a majority of these illustrations were previously published in this oracular book, Tolkien, Maker of Middle-earth. And now I think I can guess what we may expect here in these new editions of the Silmarillion. Just let's go back there. Okay, the hills of the morning. On the opening of the Ainulindale. The world from west to east. These things are published in the 4th part of the History of Middle-earth, and it had 5 versions, and it's attached to the Amberkanta essay, where Tolkien explained the fashioning of the world. So Kuma is the void, Avakuma is the outer void, Iluramba are the walls of the world, Vaya is the water, Vista is the air, Martalmar are the veins of the world. And I think that this illustration does not fit into the text, because you do not have explanations in Ainulindale about the Amberkanta or the shaping of the world with these terms. And these things are mentioned merely in the 1st part of the History of Middle-earth and in 4th part. So I think that this illustration clearly does not fit here. But never mind. Now the readers will have it on as well in this book, so they may read additionally about the facts that it illustrates. Okay, let's move further. The world after fall of the lambs, Halka, Iluin and Ringil Ormel at the first fortification of North by Melkor. Oh, Tanakvi. This illustration is quite old, I think from 1914, and it isn't reproduced much except in calendars and few journals. Oh, they put the heraldry before the chapters. This one is Finvez signed or device to say. Of the shores of Faery. This illustration is quite popular and many times reproduced as well on one of the Verlin Fleege's books of the fairy stories. Another popular illustrations of Taniquetil. Oh, here it is, Mithrim. I think that this illustration is premiere here, as well as the Hills of the Morning. Let's go further. Nargothrond, the first version. We may see the entrances here. Oh, the Sirion, one of my favorite Tolkien's illustrations, the Vale of Sirion. And this one is as well premiere as the Mithrim Lake. Beautiful isle that will become Tolin Gauroth. Luthien's device, it's the same as on the cover. Nargothrond, the second version. What is this? Part of the Tale of Turin, written in Rumelian alphabet, a script invented and used by elves only in Valinor. Sexy. Oh, another famous Tower of Fuin. Many times reproduced. As well as this one. Glorund sets forth to seek Turin. This one was on one of the covers for Unfinished Tales. Haha, and of course, Gondolin. Excellent. Then, Water, Wind and Sand. This illustration is quite old, and it's from the same period as Tanakwi. And both are the parts of this mentioned the Book of Ishness, which Tolkien drew in his very youth, even before the stories of Silmarillion. Akalabeth. We have the map of Numenor here. Numenorian carpet. Beautiful. And the second version. Oh, the very famous design of the Rings of Power in the Third Age. And the famous one, Barad-dûr. And that would be all. All in all, I'm quite satisfied with this edition because the paper is thick, contrariwise to the same design of the Lord of the Rings, where the paper is quite thin, but it goes with the circumference of the book, which is quite larger than the Silmarillion. So in accordance with that, the paper ought to be thinner, lest the book should be twice large than this one. And the illustrations are printed on regular paper, not on glossy one, so under the artificial light, as you may see, there are no reflections as we would have with a glossy paper. Okay, that would be the deluxe edition, and now regular edition. Regular edition comes with a dust jacket, and Luthien's device is printed on a glossy thing. You may see the reflection here. And beneath, the design is almost completely similar to the deluxe edition. Oh, regard these emerald reflections. Somewhat blue and somewhat green. One complements the other. The spine is green as well. Ribbon bookmarker, and it's not blue but silverish white. The map is here, Tolkien's map, but smaller than in this edition. The another map of Christopher Tolkien is as well here. And the thing that is different from the deluxe edition is these imprints on page edges, and the color is I would say quite maleficent green, emeraldish to say. And when you're leafing the pages fast, you can see its nuisance. Beautiful. And if we compare it with the regular Lord of the Rings edition, I may say that those are comparative as well. Beautiful. Look how they match. Oh dear, babies. Okay, I think it's quite unnecessary again to leaf through the book, because the interior parts of the book is completely the same as in this edition. So okay, I think we should have the same problem as we have with the Lord of the Rings, with these threads that began to disintegrate from the cloth. But I'm not petty with these things, so I'm completely satisfied. So if I'm asked to choose between these two, I should pick the deluxe edition rather than regular one, besides these sexy maleficent emeralds. But this deluxe edition have more additional features than the regular one, except these inscriptions on the edges of the pages, but never mind. Okay. Oh yes, and in the meantime, the regular edition of The Fall of Numenor arrived, and in comparison with the deluxe edition, I may say that this deluxe edition isn't worth of its price, because now they make the regular edition completely with the same quality of the paper as in these old deluxe editions. So I cordially recommend you to buy this regular edition rather than to spill money on this old deluxe editions, which as I said is nowadays quite obsolete if we compare it to this deluxe edition, or even more with these deluxe editions. So I think that HarperCollins in some future will, again for our pity, reissue all these editions that are published as the old one. So prepare your money and prepare your nerves, and good luck to everybody with these. Okay, that would be all for this short video. If you have some questions regarding some features of the edition, you may leave it down in commentaries, or you may find me on my Instagram, Barbatuscalvus, so we may discuss there. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye to all.